River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Friday episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan here along with James. James, finish your water and say hello.
What's up, Niner Nation?
And we have a special guest with us this week in all of this week's episodes. Buckeye Mike here with us again to close out the week. And there's a very special reason that you are here. We've been building up to it. Not that we haven't appreciated you being here for our bets and recapping our beatdown of the Cowboys. Our two teams are going at it 2 days from now, Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox in the Dog Pound in Cleveland. Our 3-game home streak has come to an end, and now we are going to Cleveland to face the Browns. Right now, you guys statistically have the number one defense in terms of total yards, and you guys are coming fresh off a bye, like I said. As powerful as we have been looking, we are the third best overall offense and third best overall defense in terms of total yards again. I don't know. I guess I'll open the floor to you. You are our guest. You are the resident Browns fan. Are you excited? Are you nervous? What do you think about this matchup we got coming up?
I have never been more nervous for a Browns game, a meaningful Browns game outside of the playoffs in my life. We seem to be pushing and building towards something. There's a few things holding us back. DTR coming in for Watson being hurt, DTR not looking good. That's to be expected. He is a rookie, first game. And injuries on the defensive side. Myles Garrett, I hope he is coming back. I don't see why he wouldn't. There's too many questions on our side for me to confidently come in here and say, I'm not worried the Browns are going to win with ease. And it is San Francisco. You're tough on offense. You've got, I would say, argumentatively, the best toughness-wise quarterback in the league. And you have a balanced attack on the run game. You can use Christian McCaffrey and you can use Deebo Samuel, as we saw on Sunday night. Your receiving core is really good. I do expect Ward to be able to contend with the receiving core. But other than that, I have just too many questions overall. I mean, do you use a balanced attack with Ford and Kareem Hunt? Does Deshaun play and it opens up the playbook, meaning that the game will be a lot closer? If everything plays out the way that it should, I expect Deshaun to play. I expect Myles to play. And with that being said, I think you've got two big guys coming off the edge, which is going to push Purdy up into the pocket, which realistically, he'd probably just going to take off or at least elusively get out of the pocket to throw a pass down the field. But if we can force him up into the pocket and collapse on him, it could be a field day. I don't expect it to be a field day. I think it's going to be down the middle. It's going to be close at the end. Maybe the Browns are the Browns and they make a few mistakes and allow San Francisco to blow them out, which would be, expected. I just hope that the game is a good game overall. And I hope that if we do lose, we lose close. But we can see, okay, there's improvements being made, like this is working finally.
Okay. I like the optimism. I think that was a really interesting. I do have a couple follow-ups in terms of like specific matchups, because there are quite a few matchups that are really intriguing to me on this. How would you because you touched on Brock Purdy versus your defensive line, because you do have pieces on your defensive line. Where does Miles usually line up? Remind me. Does he usually come in on the left, or is he come in on the right, or is he adaptable?
I think he mostly plays on the left.
It'd be him versus Trent Williams.
Hmm.
Okay, that'd be. I mean, James, I feel free to chime in on this. I mean, Myles Garrett, objectively, he is a top 5, not objectively. He is a top 5 pass rusher against Trent Williams. That I don't know. It's hard for me to not unbiasedly say that he can handle it, but
Well, I mean, he handled Micah Parsons when the Cowboys put Micah Parsons out there.
That was such a team effort, though. Like the highlights that they showed during the game, we were sure it would start with him just running into one person, but then we would blindside him with the second person, and then sometimes a third person. Like we schemed to really throw Micah off his footing.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect Kyle to have plans to slow down Myles Garrett one way or the other. Not only do you have Trent Williams, but I mean, you have the mind of Kyle Shanahan, and he schemed Michael Parsons at a last night's game, and I just think he'll probably do the same with Myles Garrett. I mean, he'll just find out where he's at and keep him, just keep an account of him wherever they're at. So I don't see Myles Garrett as being like, he is a great defensive player, don't get me wrong, but I just think Kyle will have a plan for him, because Kyle generally has a plan for most defensive ends that are this good. The only one he didn't have one for, as we know, was Hassan Reddick. Wasn't a good plan, but maybe he learned his lesson, and I think he will have a plan for Myles Garrett.
Well, in week 1, TJ Watt, even though we still scored 30 points on the Steelers, TJ still had 3 sacks. Like, given it was a month ago, and he was just beating the crap out of Colton McKivitz.
Yeah.
I mean, McKivitz has looked better, but I mean, yeah, if Miles typically lines up on the left and is going against Trent Williams, I don't know. Do you think Cleveland might be possibly planning on having him on the other side to go against McKivitz instead of Williams?
Well, if he plays on the left, that means he plays on the left side of the line, but from his angle, which would be the right side of the 49ers line. So he will be going up against McKivitz.
Okay, so like stage right. Okay, yeah. Okay, so him versus McKivitz. Okay, so you could be, I don't know. It could be, we could give up at least 1 sack for him, because it is Myles Garrett. He's up there with Watt and Bosa. So
yeah,
if we don't scheme for him right. How do you think Deshaun Watson's offensive line has done so far? I mean, yes, he did get injured. He did get a shoulder injury, but up to overall, how do you think his offensive line keeps him up?
It's hard to judge, because I look at the Pittsburgh game, the Monday night game, and I just felt like it was just absolutely horrible. But then you look at the following game, I forget who it was, and I think it was Tennessee, and they just tore them up.
Tennessee's a one-trick pony, though. That's what they are. Tennessee's a one-trick pony. You just load the box up against Derrick Henry and dare Ryan Tannehill just to beat you with his arm, which is not going to happen, because they really don't have any receivers as well.
Yeah, which surprises me that they destroyed Cincinnati the way they did. I don't know. I think it could be good enough, but it just worries me with having to cover Bosa. It's like having a Myles Garrett problem.
Right. Well, you double one guy, that means you're leaving it open for everybody else. And this, like we talked about a couple days ago for the listeners, Randy Gregory's going to be a part of the game. You got to worry about Arik Armstead, who low key should be considered for the Pro Bowl. He's not statistically flashy, but film flashy. And then James, like Javon Hargrave, he's he's disgusting. He is definitely top 5 interior lineman in the league right now. He hasn't skipped a beat since coming to us.
Yeah, for sure. Javon Hargrave is tearing it up. Great addition to your offensive or to your defensive line. So, I imagine the 49ers defensive line is still going to get pressure one way or another on DTR. So yeah,
being a mobile quarterback is a good thing, though, whether it's DTR or Watson, both of them having some pretty decent legs on them. Because, historically, we have been kind of, historically, mobile quarterbacks have been better against us than a pocket passer like a Kirk Cousins. So, did it look like Deshaun was having because he was really not that good the last month of coming off of the suspension last year. Has he looked like he's understood the playbook, and does he seem like he's more comfortable? I just haven't watched a lot of Browns highlights.
He seems more comfortable, but you can still tell that there are some like the Monday night game when Pittsburgh scored the game-winning touchdown with Watt. I don't understand what he was doing. He gets out of the pocket and just shoves it up, and it's like, what? Oh my gosh!
Who's the is Amari Cooper healthy? I'm trying to think of who all your weapons are besides Amari Cooper.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the depth chart as it currently stands, and it currently says Watson is still out, so that would be DTR, and that's why I feel like, okay, it's a runaway for the 49ers. Joel Bitonio is out, and Ethan Pochik is out, so the center and the left guard are out.
I was going to say, I remember Pinetto, I think. Yeah, I remember when he went out because that made the news. I guess he was playing center pretty well for you guys.
Mm-hmm. So, some questions on the line. The only good thing is right tackle. We have the dump truck, DeJuan Jones, which I know he had some iffy moments as of late, but for the most part, people just do not beat him off the line. He's able to stand his ground pretty well.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, well, you said a guard, right, or a tackle?
Right tackle.
Okay, so he'll be seeing the rotation of Sealan Farrell and Drake Jackson, and then probably he'll be getting a face full of Randy Gregory a couple times, presumably. Randy's definitely going to be rotational. He's not going to be out there every damn snap, but okay. So I'm trying to think because Bosa's definitely Bosa. We rotate Bosa around, but he primarily comes on the left side. Anyway, how has Kareem Hunt been looking since not RIP to his whole career? That was terrible for Chubb though. RIP Chubb's 23 season. Has Kareem Hunt seemed like he's remembered the playbook, and does he seem like he's just back to how Kareem Hunt was, but now the number 1 instead of the number 2?
Well, according to the depth chart, he's still the number 2 right now. I think he's still getting adjusted back into the way it was. I'm glad they picked him up because as a player, he's amazing.
It was a good 1-2 punch you had between him and Hunt. Or him and Chubb, sorry.
Oh, yeah. It was a really good 1-2 punch. I think there's still adjustments that he needs to make. And, of course, the questioning of, you're a seasoned veteran, why are you still having young player mistakes? Like, oh, let me catch the ball, but I know it's coming. Let me look ahead and see who's in front of me and not focus on bringing in the ball first. Just like little dump off passes that he's not catching because he's hearing footsteps, as they like to say.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, for someone like that too. He's not, or is he 30 now? 28. He's not long in the tooth, but he's definitely been in the league long enough that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just trying to think. I mean, James, did you have any? Do you have any questions offhand for either of us, or anything that intrigues you about this matchup?
I mean, I'm wondering, Amari Cooper, how's he doing? Like, is he? I don't know if is he injured or is he still even on the roster? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, so Amari's still on the roster. Amari has looked amazing. I'm still upset at the refs for taking away a touchdown, an obvious touchdown from Amari, because he caught it along the sideline. He stepped out when there's like that much green space between the sideline and his foot.
No. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he's looked pretty good. I think Amari Cooper will go as the QB play goes. So if it's not Deshaun, because I think he's built a good, at least playing relationship with Deshaun, because he seems to be Deshaun's number one, whereas DTR tends to like to spread it out to everyone. And I mean, it's funny because like a tight end, the number one is David Njoku. I'm not a big David Njoku guy.
I always forget you guys still have him. I thought you let him walk in free agency.
See, that's what I think they should have done. But I mean, we still have him for whatever reason. I think it's just production. So I mean, if he's on the line and he's not running a route, that could help the offensive line, I think. But I mean, it's just another small, big guy threat in the middle, which I mean, I would assume that if he's not spying the quarterback, I would assume that Gregory would just cut his route off to not make him an option.
Gotcha. Or Warner. Warner likes to cover. He'll cover anybody, honestly. Warner. Is there? I guess I don't know if I've more or less asked this question already. Like, is there any specific thing that you are worried about with us in this game? Like, is there a number one thing that you're worried about, whether it's something of us on offense or defense, or like, is there any one thing that you think? What is your key? What would you tell the locker room? What is the key in order to give you guys a chance in this game?
So my analyst 3 keys to the game kind of thing is don't let Debo and Kittle tear you apart. You've got to rely on Ward and Newsome to cover these guys and contain McCaffrey. I mean, it's kind of obvious when you guys have the ball. More or less when we have the ball, I would say probably to exploit the weak spots. And it sounds almost like if you just run a crossing route, like a bunch of crossing routes over the middle around the linebackers, I think that could be the weak spot for the 49ers. So if you exploit that and then get it to where they're expecting it, that's when you run one across and you run Amari deep and you hit Amari on a deep route. But you have to wear down the corner that's going to be on Amari. And honestly, I'm the type of guy, I saw it in the USFL. I'd love to see the NFL run it. Just have the corner run a corner blitz to the to the quarterback, and then that way the safety just slides over and covers Amari.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Charvarius Ward's going to be all over Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
Even if it's not Ward, though, Demo really has kind of stepped up as a nice compliment. He, at least my limited eye test, I'm not watching the 22 film, but it looks like Demo caused that tip drill that Fred Warner picked off yesterday. Listeners were taping on Monday, but yeah, Demo looks like I don't know if he's going to get the same kind of accolade that Ward does, because everyone's calling Ward a shutdown corner, but I don't know. It seems like Demo's been holding his own pretty well, and then we all know Ward. We don't float our guys. Ward's on his side, Demo's on his side. So I'd imagine you guys are going to try to get Amari on Demo as much as possible, because yeah, Ward. I don't know. Ward and him would be a really intriguing matchup if it happened. I think for us, honestly, if I was to give our guys the 3 keys to winning our game, I think we would just need to make Deshaun win it on his own. Just your running back that stepped up as the number 1, your young guy, lock him and Hunt down and make Deshaun win it on his own, because like you said, Njoku is just Njoku. He's not really lived up to the name. And then Amari Cooper is just Amari Cooper. And then on the flip side of the ball, if we can figure out if Kyle can figure out a scheme with Steve Wilkes to limit Micah Parsons, there's 3 other guys that we can throw to that Ward is not covering. So I mean, as long as we're not looking at Ward, unless it's true man-to-man coverage against Brandon Ayuk, because I don't know, I would take a 50-50 ball with Brandon against literally anybody, except if we time travel to peak Darrelle Revis. Like, but I don't know. I don't know. It's been interesting to pick your brain about it, but I don't know, James, does it really? I don't know, the objective observer in this. I mean, do you see one way or another this being pretty competitive, or what are you thinking is going to happen?
I mean, if it's competitive, it's because Cleveland defense is, playing up to its level. I don't see Cleveland's offense doing anything against the 49ers defense. It's just too good for the Browns to just light them up. So I think if the Browns are going to win this game, they're going to have to try their best to stop the 49ers offense, which maybe, but I just don't see them doing as well either. So I mean,
I'm trying to open the floor to give me as many positives or as many, but like even you said on top, like it's going to be tough sledding for Cleveland. I'm not trying to just push it. I'm not trying to just kick you while you're down, but like I'm not trying to put karma out there for this to be the upset of the week, but yeah, I mean, I think all of us are in pretty much agreement that it's going to be tough sledding if Cleveland's going to pull this upset.
Yeah, definitely. I just, I mean, maybe one day Cleveland, but maybe one day they'll win. I kind of hope one day Cleveland will win it all, because I think they, their fan base has just been longing for a championship. And screw
that necklace up proud. I love that dog. So I'm sorry I interrupted you, James. I love that dog pound necklace.
Yeah, it is good.
And one before you die.
I just want one before I die.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry I interrupted you there, James. That was just too glorious to not call out.
Yeah, you're right. It is pretty glorious.
I don't know. Do you have any last thoughts on this, Mike? Like, even if you just want to say a prayer for the Browns.
I mean, overall, I'm hoping for a good game. Like James said, I think if Cleveland's in it, probably riding on the defense. I think you can force the quarterback to try to win it on his own. And as far as what you attack, I would assume you're probably going to go after the corners with your really good receivers. So I almost, for my misery sake, I almost hope for a Dallas type of repeat. Because if I can turn it off and just enjoy my Sunday, the sooner the better. Because, Cleveland itself is a meme. Because like Juju said when we played the Steelers before, like he said before we played them in the playoffs, the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. They always find a way to Cleveland Brown.
Just like Chargers always find a way to charge.
Yeah. And Kirk Cousins always finds a way to cousin.
Yes. Kirk Cousins always cousins. I mean, honestly, I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to be modest in this, in just my prediction. I think it should be. I don't know. I was really surprised when I saw statistically you guys are the number one defense, but I mean, I don't know. I do hope it's a good competitive game for you, but 5 weeks in a row of 30 points. I don't know how we couldn't score 30 points again. Like, feel free to call in and rub it in my face if that doesn't happen. But I'm trying not to sound as cocky, but
hey, you still won, but guess what? We held you to under 30 points.
Yes, for real, a moral victory if you hold us to under 30 points. If you're the first team to do that, I mean, I would take that as a pretty good moral victory.
Oh yeah, anything to make me feel good.
Yeah, I think of that.
I'm thinking I'm hoping that it's like a 38-35 last second Browns win as a Browns fan, but realistically, I'm thinking it's probably going to be about like 38-21 San Francisco.
I think that's a pretty realistic. I think I would say if your defense actually plays up to the number one overall, like where they are now, I don't know. I really don't want to bet us not scoring 30 points, but no, I like your score. I like it. I think that's a good bet for the score. Anyway, I think with that, I think this has been awesome. First off, Mike, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Yeah, Mike, thank you.
The whole week, I'm very excited to know a Cleveland Brown fan. Like, it'll be extra exciting to see how that game goes on Sunday. But now I need to shout out our sponsor real quick, RoyalRetros.com. What is RoyalRetros.com? That is where you go to get an authentic throwback jersey. If you want to stand out in the crowd, or if you just want to reminisce to a time when your team is better than they are right now, RoyalRetros.com will hook you up. They have all the major sports, basketball, football, baseball, hockey. Go on there today and use our promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of your order. That's not just one jersey, it's your entire order. Again, with the promo code Shady Sports. Use that at checkout at RoyalRetros.com and go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. James.
Yes, Royal Retros jerseys. Love them. Going to get one myself eventually. Going to use the Shady Sports promo to get me one. Guys, great stuff. Candlestick collection. Awesome. And with that being said, we are going to take up the mantle that we have been taking on. Guys, if you haven't heard the news recently in the past couple of months that we've been talking about, just some of the owners have been doing very bad things. And the league itself has said owner standards are supposed to be higher than player standards. But if you read the news recently, especially with the Houston Texans minority owner and some of the serious sexual crimes he's been charged with in Kentucky, you know that that's not the case, because if a player had been in the same situation, we know about it the very next day. Instead, the NFL sits on it for 3 months and then lets, an independent reporting agency find out about it and then report it. It's sort of like a don't ask, don't tell when it comes to NFL owners. And we would like that to change. That's why we have the banner going on the bottom. Owner standards are less than player standards. # owner accountability. And to show you where we put our money where our mouth is, we are selling T-shirts. There's the owner standards, less than player standards, # owner accountability. T-shirts start at $22.99, all different colors, all different styles. Next, we have our standoff shirt, the owner's standoff shirt, where you have Daniel Snyder in the middle with the owner's standoff. $22.99 gets you that shirt, different styles as well. All this money going to charity, Kentucky Crisis Center, because that's where the crime happened. Next, we have our podcast logo art, the Niner Nuts logo. You'll find this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. That's our little logo art. Get it on a t-shirt for $22.99, or pay a little extra and get it on something else. All different styles in that one as well. Next, we have our alternate logo. This is a very nice t-shirt. I have it myself. You can get it in a premium tee for $22.99, or get it in different colors, different styles as well. All the proceeds go to help a Kentucky Crisis Center. Last, we have the Niner Nuts official mascot. How can you say no to a peanut eating peanuts while sitting on the couch, watching and cheering for his San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in the premium tee, or we have different styles of that one as well. Like I said, guys, all the proceeds go to charity. None of it goes to our pockets.
Yeah, it's our little way of giving back. As awesome as the football community is and the way football brings people together, we want to give back to that community. We want to give back, and we want to, like James said, we want to hold owners accountable, because it's just not right that they can get away with some of the things that they do. So it's on us to hold them accountable. And yeah, also like James said, we don't want any money from these shirts. We just want you to have a cool shirt and to help somebody out.
Yeah, and all we're saying is the NFL live up to what they say. They always say owner standards are greater than player standards, but we just haven't seen it from them.
Exactly. And so, guys, I think with that, again, Buckeye Mike, thank you so much for coming on with us. Plug anything you want. Let people know where they can reach out to you.
So, first of all, and sorry, guys, this might be a little long-winded. First of all, we're all contributors for Shady Sports Network. So, go over to Shady, subscribe over there, check out all the awesome content. We're all on there. We're approaching 950. We're trying to hit that 1,000 sub mark. Go over there, sub. You can find me here on YouTube. And I'll have my Twitter at usually on the rest of my videos. So you can find me over on Twitter. Do these guys a favor, sub to the Niner Nuts channel too, and follow on Spotify and listen to them all the time. Rewatch all their stuff like I do. The majority of their views on all their stuff is from me, because I watch them religiously over and over and over.
And we thank you for that, Buckeye Mike. We definitely do. We appreciate the support.
And shout out to Sam too, the head of Shady Sports, because we haven't done that in a while. But yeah, shout out to Sam too for bringing us all together.
For sure. It's really great to be part of the Shady Sports Network family. Buckeye Mike is the first guest that we've had on from the family. And then you guys might see me on the Eagles Elite Show right before week 13 talking about Eagles Niners.
Yes, and I may or may not, I'm going to tease you, I may or may not be showing up on a different podcast before our Bengals showdown in 2-3 weeks. I already forgot how far out it is. It's after Minnesota, so 3 weeks.
Yes. And don't forget, guys, if you're going to the Jazz game, let us know. We'd like to hook up with you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. But yeah, that's all we got for you this week. Our game in the Dog Pound in Cleveland is at 1:00 on Sunday on Fox. Can't wait for it. Again, Buckeye Mike, thank you so much for coming on. The last little thing I got, I've been saying it all week. E-Man, Emmanuel Mosley, he, on the football week anniversary, so to say, of his left ACL tear, he tore his right ACL. Both games, ironically, against the Carolina Panthers. But yeah, I just wanted to shout him out, send some prayers to him, just hope for a speedy recovery. And should his will to still play football be there, I hope he can stay healthy and come back in 24.
Yes, guys. So with that being said, outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Beat the Browns. We'll see you next week.
Go Browns.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way